What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 4, Episode 4. So, it's a new day. The ladies are getting ready to head out, and they're all going to wear their matching t-shirts that Meredith gave everybody that was invited when they got there. So, because Angie doesn't have a t-shirt because she wasn't invited, she decides that she's going to make her own shady-ass t-shirt because she wasn't invited. Whitney decides that she's bored and that she needs to take over the trip. So she makes plans with Trixie, one, without consulting Meredith, and two, without asking if it's okay, and three, without even knowing whether there's anything else planned or not. Now, because it's a reality show, I kind of am not convinced that it went down quite that way, but for the purposes of the show, we're just gonna go with it. Whitney is still recovering from her hangover from the night before, and again, she keeps making jokes. I don't think it's funny because, again, you left us at the reunion crying, boo-hooing, talking about how embarrassed you were, and you allowed yourself to get so drunk and so out of control that you don't know how you got a black eye. And fast forward to this season, now here you are again. You were the only one that got that drunk that you were literally throwing up in the back of the van because you had too many espresso martinis. And I just feel like, again, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer, but I just feel like, do you really have a problem, Heather, or nah? Okay, because I really am starting to think maybe you do. Then the ladies get dressed, they head out, and they're on their way to doing a trust exercise with some guy that's teaching them about trust. Listen, Mary is me. Mary Crosby is me, and I am her. Mary wouldn't even get off the van. Mary said, listen. And I love what Mary said, because Mary said, listen, I know who I can and can't trust in this group. I don't need no exercise. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to get into any sort of exercise with these ladies and trust. I already know who in this group I can and can't trust. So I'm gonna sit on this bus. I'm gonna go in this good van right here, and y'all can go over there and y'all can do whatever it is that y'all want to do. I'm good. Let me tell y'all something. Ain't nobody gonna convince me. Ain't nobody gonna convince me that Mary did not write her own contract, right? At this point, I'm convinced that Bravo reached out to Mary and they said, girl, what do you want? Whatever you want for you to come back. I think that's why she's a friend of the show instead of a full cast, because I think she wanted the flexibility to show up when she wanted to show up and not show up if she didn't want to show up. The fact that she sat on that van and them producers went and got her a latte later on, she sat in the van and went to McDonald's while the rest of the ladies filmed that scene, and that the cameras followed her. She's hilarious. Whether you like her or not, she's hilarious. And I am convinced, I am just convinced that Mary wrote her own ticket and was like, "This is I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I will do that. I might do that if I feel like it." You know what I'm saying? Because the ladies were like, "Why is Mary here?" And Mary was like, "Don't worry about why I'm here. Don't you worry about it." So they have this trust exercise, and I mean, it was what it was. I mean, Heather was teamed up with Angie, and they actually kind of got along and had a good time for the moment. When they got back on the van, child, all of them, Lisa and Wendy tried to have like a whole conversation with Mary about why she wasn't participating and why she got to choose when and how she was going to participate. And Mary shut all of them down. Mary basically told them mind their business. She basically told them to mind their business. Whatever. Like, why y'all worried about why y'all worried about what I'm doing and what I'm not doing? Like, it's not y'all business. That's it. That's all. So they get back to the house and they're having like little snacks or whatever. And Whitney tells them that they were like, well, what are we doing next? And before Meredith can answer the question. Whitney says, I'm taking over because we just need to do something fun and exciting. And I talked to Trixie, and Trixie's going to come back, and we're going to have a competition. We're going to all dress up in drag, and Trixie is going to judge it. So everybody needs to go get bare face, fresh face, and do their best drag makeup, and we're going to have a whole like little pageant, and Trixie's going to judge it. So again, I think that's a cute activity. I don't have an issue with the actual activity. The issue I have is that Whitney took it upon herself that she was going to plan the activity. And Meredith had no idea that this is what, again, you know. So Meredith sort of kind of lets her, do her thing, but you can see she's irritated. So the ladies are putting on their makeup, and Lisa Barlow is having an entire meltdown because Lisa doesn't want to do it. She said, listen, I flew my glam in, and I have absolutely no intention of, one, even trying to do my own makeup, and two, doing anything that is not what my signature look is. My makeup artist knows what I like and what I don't like. She knows how I want to look. She said, listen, she said, I do glam to go to the grocery store, okay? I spend $60,000 a year on glam. I have absolutely no intention of being on this camera, bare face, and me trying to do my own makeup. And when I say she had a meltdown, I mean she had a meltdown. She called the producers in. She was crying. She was screaming. She was refusing, right? She absolutely had a whole meltdown at the thought of being seen on camera as anything other than perfect. I could easily go on I could really easily get into a whole thing about Lisa being, just pampered rich girl, blah, 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 blah. But I think it's deeper than that. Like when you are that stuck on your image and how you look and being in, like, it's deeper than her throwing this tantrum. I mean, again, but it's deeper, y'all. Like, Lisa, girl, I hope you in therapy. That is a problem. And again, I always laugh. We joke about the Housewives of New Jersey, because them hoes they'll be on camera without Margaret Joseph is always on camera with no makeup on. And she don't care. Margaret will be on camera with no makeup. Hell, even Teresa has been on camera without her full glam. And I'm talking about like recent seasons. I don't know if Melissa's ever done it. I don't think Melissa's ever done it. Dolores, she's done soft glam. I don't know if she's done no glam. Who else? But Margaret do it all the damn time. Margaret do it all the time. And I just think it's deeper. I mean, like I said, Lisa had a whole breakdown. Monica was offended by it. She was like, oh my gosh, this is just a spoiled little rich girl. She just has to, oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. I'm just like sitting over here like, oh my gosh, she is just so ridiculous. She is so ridiculous. And again, I can see it from the aspect, but I just think it's deeper. Like, I really think it's more here than what we're kind of getting into. But they had the thing, and let me say this. Monica, Whitney, and Heather really did try to do the whole drag glam. They put the wigs on and the outfits, and they did the exaggerated makeup. It was really cool. Lisa got her glam. She was like, I'm not doing it. Mary and Meredith, I mean, they look like their normal selves, right? But they did put on some outfits, and I feel like they tried. They just didn't fully embody the moment. And Whitney was like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Like, they didn't even try. Monica ended up winning, and it was cute. But they didn't even try. Like, they could have done better. They could have done more. They didn't even, and I was like, listen, they participated, and it's not going to look the same for everybody. But they did absolutely participate. And I just think at some point that just got to be good enough. They participated, okay? So they left there and they went to like a little club to have drinks or whatever. And in the van on the way, Monica and Lisa get into it. Now, Monica, girl, again, you once again bring up this ring. And my issue is this. You could have very easily brought up the whole glam thing, and maybe you didn't want to bring it up because you were kind of you overheard the conversation instead of you being in the conversation. But you decided you were going to come at Lisa about her ring again. And oh my gosh, like you just know you're so like you're so out of touch. Like I am going through a divorce and I am literally trying to figure it out. And listen, just because you decided to have an affair with your brother-in-law and now your marriage is over and you trying to figure out what you gonna do, that ain't my life. That ain't my issue. That ain't my problem. Let's be clear. Lisa has every right to be sick to her stomach over losing her wedding ring. I have seen people lose it over losing a $500 wedding ring, right? Now, the fact that she keeps bringing up the fact that it was a $60,000 ring, is that obnoxious? It absolutely is. But let's be clear. Lisa always does that. Lisa is a name dropper. Lisa, she did it in the van when she was like, what are you talking about? Because when they said, well, you didn't even try to do the drag. She was like, what are you talking about? I'm in full couture. My shoes are Louboutin. My purse is Fendi. My dress is like that is who Lisa is. I spent $60,000 on glam. I drive a $150,000 G-Wagon. Like, that is who Lisa is. So, is it obnoxious and annoying? Yes. But that's what she does. And Monica, I just feel like the way you came at Lisa was a lot. Because Lisa's situation and how she spends her money is not your... It's kind of like when we were kids and your parents would be like, there are people starving in Africa. You better eat all that food. What me eating my food got to do with the people in Africa? So Lisa buying a $60,000 ring don't have nothing to do with you not being able to afford whatever. And of course, Lisa was like, what are you talking about? You have a $5,000 Louis Vuitton bag. Like, what do you mean? Now, of course, we all know that she did what she did to bring that bag. And she been wearing that bag with every outfit. She gonna make sure that y'all see that damn Louis Vuitton bag, child. We done seen that Louis Vuitton bag all weekend, okay? But the point is, I feel like you coming at Lisa about the fact that she's living well and that she's ungrateful for how others live. I think that's kind of fucked up. And Lisa was like, listen, I'm a good person. I treat people nice. I go out of my way for others. You're not going to make me feel bad about living good. I work hard. I earn my money and I'm going to spend my money the way I want to spend my money. And you're not going to make me feel bad about it. And I'm here for that. Like Lisa, now y'all know Lisa get on my nerves. And y'all know I be giving it to Lisa. But on that one, I'm with her. I'm with her 100%. It's not her fault that your life is where it is. It's not her fault that you're trying to figure it out. And it's not fair for you to try to put it on her like she's like her not like if she hadn't spent that $60,000 on that ring, that $60,000 was gonna go in your pocket. So anyway, they get to the place. Now Lisa's irritated. Monica's irritated because then Angie's irritated because, of course, it turned into a whole argument. And Monica and Angie end up getting into it. And so now we have, and child, Mary said she wasn't getting off the van again. She ended up getting the people to take her to McDonald's this time, child. I said, Mary is just doing whatever the fuck Mary want to do. And y'all can't stop it. So Meredith and Whitney end up getting into it. And Whitney ends up coming at Meredith about, I just think that, you don't stand in your stuff. Like when things get tight, you always find a way to get out of it. And you always find something else that you have going on in your life as an excuse as to why you're going through what you're going through. And she was like, last night you brought up the situation with your friend's child, and baby, Meredith lost it. She said, Whitney, you are disgusting. How dare you bring up a child who's going through what they're going through? How dare you use that as a weapon against me? How dare you weaponize that child's situation against me? And Whitney is a bitch. I don't like Whitney, and I don't like the fact that Whitney does these things because that is fucked up. Excuse my language. I done cussed a lot. That's really messed up. That you don't know this situation. You don't know who this person is. You don't know the full extent of what the situation is. Now, does Meredith always find an outside situation to sort of give her an out? Sure she does. But you don't know what this situation is. And so to bring it out like that, I think was kind of messed up. I think And it was disgusting. And Meredith tried to walk away, and Whitney came back to continue the conversation. And Meredith was like, I don't want to have this conversation with you. And Whitney gonna have the nerve to tell her, well, too bad, you're gonna talk to me. See, that's why I can't be on these shows, because they done got what they was looking for. Because if I walk away from you, leave me alone. And do not walk up on me and then tell me that I absolutely am going to have the conversation with you, because I absolutely am not. I absolutely am not going to have the conversation with you. Child, then Angie got into it because Meredith said something about, last night was just a bad night. I had people coming at me like rabid dogs or something like that. And here come Angie. Did you just call me a dog? Did you just call me an animal? Baby, Meredith was like, here we go. God damn. Like, I know how Meredith was like, damn. Meredith was like, I did not call you a dog. I said you were attacking me like a dog. So now Angie is all on her high horse. She called me a dog. She said I was a dog. She said I was a dog. Then Angie and Monica get into it because Angie feels like Monica is up Meredith's ass instead of having her back as her friend. And she's upset by that. And Monica's like, I just feel like I'm in the middle because, no, you're not in the middle. You want to be friends with the cool kids. And you feel like Meredith is the cool kid, and the way Angie's been acting, if you decide to side with Angie, you ain't gonna get invited to the cookout, okay? That's what that is, Miss Monica. You are weighing the pros and cons of being in this group and what part of this group you want to be a part of. And you've decided that you want to be a Meredith's part of the group and not so much because Angie, the way Angie's handling things. Again, they bring up the fact that Meredith threw around the threat that she knows all about the family and she don't, you don't want me to bring up the family and what I know about your husband. Which of course I'm sure they're going to drag that out for the rest of the season. But baby, they got back on the van and they are on their way home. Thank God. Cause I know they over it. I'm over it. And we are all ready to go home. Okay. With that being said, child, that's pretty much that. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace.